Hello Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your video for the second half of July 2020. This reading is going to take a look at your recent past, your current energy, and what is in the immediate future for you. These are general readings, so they may not resonate with all of you. If they do, please give it a like. Let me know what's going on in the comment section. Introduce yourself to me. And welcome. Let's get into this reading. So we're approaching Leo season. So this is going to be second house for you. So this is the house of personal possessions, of material wealth. A lot of the times this also manifests as self-worth, how you are able to provide for yourself in the material world. So these aspects or themes may come up for you in this reading. Or not, just check your personal chart, let's see what house this falls in, but let's get into it either way. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles, there you are. We have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Swords. And the current energy. Huh. Okay. Sweet. So the first impression that I have of this spread is there's like a situation that I'm seeing here where there's like a lot of lies, a lot of cheating, a lot of like, this feels to me like playing lawyer in your personal relationships. In your current energy, we have the Page of Cups reversed, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Hierophant here. So I feel like there's an unconventional relationship in some way, or like there's some, it just feels like a divorce to me, which is really unusual because we have two cards of like messengers coming in with love, but then with the Hierophant being reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, it kind of feels like we'll see. We're going to go back and clarify. This is just the first impression. And then in your immediate future, we've got like possibilities. You've got lots of options. And I don't really see you taking any of them, quite honestly. But it does look like this is going to be in regards to some sort of a love situation. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords, followed by the Sun reverse, followed by the Page of Swords reverse, and the Three of Wands. Okay, so Virgo, your expectations of yourself might be limiting you in some way. You might be afraid to be happy right now. Not totally sure why, but there's something inside of you like that needs to be free. You need to be looking at your expectations, or sorry, the expectations others are putting on you. And seeing them, having really, really good mental clarity about what that is, but also like heart-centered clarity. I feel like you're very cut off from your emotions right now. So that's going to be the general theme of this reading. Cool. All right. So in your recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. So I feel like I said this sort of as I was just rambling before. This feels a lot like there was a lot of love you had for someone or something, and there's a lot of like dignity and compassion and sensitivity that you maybe had towards someone. There's a loss of trust happened somehow, and because of it, one or both parties in this situation became very, very, very materialistic, I want to say, about the outcome, very, just counting your coffers before you give them to someone is how I'm reading this, and being very like, it feels like, someone here is being quite deceptive as well. I feel like there is someone here, could be you, could be them, kind of feel like it's them, who is trying to like have their way with the situation, but I feel like you're looking at like this guy's expression. Look at him. He looks just owly. Like, I don't feel like you're gonna be able to get a lot by this guy, you know what I mean? So I feel like this is you just kind of like taking a look at them and being like, your motives are very clear to me. Even if this is you, I feel like it's the same thing. I kind of wonder about how much of that original compassion that was in that dynamic has managed to survive, because there's yeah, like someone here is just being very deceptive. Someone here is trying to get away with something, getting like maybe with most of the finances that's up for grabs in this situation. I'll just show you this card because, you know, like that's a sneaky little bastard, you know what I mean? So in your current energy, we have the Page of Cups reversed. So this is a player, okay? So this is not somebody who's just playful, this is a player. And then we have the Knight of Cups, who's like going straight towards the Hierophant, which to me is a card of divorce, which is a card of separation, which is a card of doing things in an unconventional kind of a way. This feels a lot like someone's emotions are really kind of taking over. And it feels like a door that was once open just slams shut immediately because those emotions are really overwhelming and there may be too much to deal with. And why am I noticing this wasp here for the first time? Again, I feel like people's intentions aren't totally clear to you. I feel like there's someone who's trying to get into your colony in some way and take your resources. This is what this feels like. In the immediate future, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Two of Cups reversed, and we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So here you are again. Okay, again, this could be a breakup. You know, this Two of Cups, whoever this person that you were entangled with emotionally, like it doesn't have to be a relationship, it can be maybe a project, but it kind of feels like there's so many options in front of you that the energy is just kind of like that door that just shut is like, I don't even want to deal with it, you know? This is like distraction. This is feeling a lot like kind of presenting yourself in a light that is, I want to say like you want to just remove yourself from the situation or just like detach from it. So you almost don't have to deal with it, because there's a lot of emotion here. There's like, we've got what, four of your cards are water cards. So I mean, you know, baby, like, I don't know. Let's go in and clarify. There might also have been, whoever this or whatever this Two of Cups situation is like, it was so entangled for you. It was so like, involved in some way. There was maybe like a loss of boundaries that in order to get your clarity back, the story that you're telling yourself is like, I have to remove myself from the situation. I have to like just be totally cut off, and instead of like maybe engaging with this person to kind of work through it. And I feel like you're right in the middle of that. You're right in the middle of like either like distracting yourself so you don't have to deal with it, or like sort of putting up a facade so you don't have to maybe like talk to them or deal with them in some way. Let's talk about this Queen of Pentacles in your recent past. Okay, we have the Five of Judgment reversed, and we have the Knight of Cups again. So we have someone who's making a very quick snap decision. Someone who's making a very quick judgment call about something. There's someone who I feel like would rather stay locked in a battle than resolve things. This person is just at that point where they're starting to understand their own emotions. And until they do, it kind of feels like they're not able to really see what's going on. This is someone who you know, this is someone who has their head in the clouds in some way. You know, they're trying to convince you in some way that they know the best way to resolve the situation. I actually kind of feel like this is you. Okay. Sorry to call you out, but I do kind of feel like this is you. You are perhaps in a state of opposition when really you just want this to be resolved. And it's like there's a sense of stubbornness that I get from this that's like kind of making it unworkable. You know, there's an inflexibility to this approach. And again, it understanding the emotions that are being triggered for you are going to be really helpful in terms of working through that. Let's talk about this Six of Pentacles in your recent past. We have the Hierophant again. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. We have the Six of Cups. So this is something from the past, I feel like, that has come back. This feels like you might be dealing with a Libra. You might be dealing with an Aquarius or a Gemini, or a Taurus, or a Pisces, actually, now that I'm looking at that, Knight of Swords. So I'm actually getting really strong Libra energy from this, but it feels like you might be dealing with somebody who feels they have this spiritual high ground in some way. They sort of like lord it over you in some way, like they're quite inflexible in their perspectives. They're quite dogmatic, maybe. They really just kind of think, you know, like, my way has deeper, older roots. Like there's a lot of gatekeeping kind of activity there. And because they feel like they have the spiritual high ground, there's a lot of naivete that comes into that. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of childishness that kind of like slips through the cracks unwarranted and maybe unacknowledged, because it's like mentally this person, and this could be you, this could be them, this could be both of you, whoever this is feels so mentally sure. And so like, you know, the texts of spirituality have told me that this is the way to do this thing, but it's quite idealistic, and it's really kind of a childish approach, because there's, you know, this Six of Cups reverse energy where it's like they're, you know, like I feel like the resolution, again, that both of you were kind of craving in this situation isn't happening because someone or both of you is not acknowledging, you know, hurt feelings maybe, or, you know, like just just not acknowledging like the childish behaviors. Like I said, this is someone who doesn't have their feet on the ground. And let's talk about this Seven of Swords in your recent past. Oops. Okay, we've got the Empress, we've got the Hermit, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles again. The Queen of Wands. Might be dealing with a Leo. Again, Libra's coming through really strong for you. Or Virgo. Okay, so this deceptive thing is you, Virgo. We've got you here, and here, and here. Okay, so I feel like, you know, there's like an impossibility of communication to resolving the situation, simply because whatever it is that you believe it's right, you know, and there is a lot of walls I feel like you've built up around yourself so that like nobody can come in, nobody can touch you. You know, maybe you got your feelings really badly hurt by this situation in the past, and you're like, I never want to feel like that again. I never want to feel like that again. So you've completely cut yourself off from your emotions. So I feel like it's really interesting because you and this person are mirroring each other quite a lot, because, you know, here they are very childish, very like sort of emotional, and don't have their head on feet on, sorry, pardon me, floor on the floor. They don't have their feet on the ground. And here you are, completely stubborn, all 4 feet on the ground and not willing to budge. So it's a very unworkable situation because both of you are like mirroring each other in this way. And, you know, one person is trying to keep an account of the emotional wrongs, and then the other person is trying to manipulate the situation so that they can come out on top. So do with that what you will. And you're really like isolating yourself in this situation as well. There might be people in your current environment that you need to be able to be nurtured by and like outside of this situation, but it's taking on these roots. It's like what started as like a solution to this one specific problem has turned into like a life pattern for you. It's like nobody can get close to you because that one person is not allowed to get close to you anymore. Do you know what I mean? Let's hop into your current energy. This current situation, what's going on with this Page of Cups. We've got the Star, we've got Temperance, and we've got the 4 of Cups reversed. So strong Sagittarius, strong Aquarius energy. Could be Cancer as well. So this Page of Cups is someone who I feel like this is someone who really wants to water you. Someone who really wants to nourish you. Someone who wants to give you like a deep satisfaction, emotional fulfillment, and really like give you the answers that you need. But you're not able to hear it right now. You're still deep in hermit mode. And you're so deep in your own world that these new, beautiful, you know, emotionally accepting figures can't quite come in. So kind of feel like that's you. And there's a lot of like brilliance and like really healthy management of your inner world that comes in as soon as you sort of like take that veil off and step out of that like long period of introspection and allow yourself to like learn the lessons that you have kind of like lived in the past. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is you coming to terms with like, okay, I'm not going to repeat those things. I'm going to learn from them. So like, you know, it's like a very simple thing to say, but it's quite difficult to do. But I see you doing it in this present moment. And then now I understand why this Knight of Cups is here, because it's like, okay, this new like emotional management piece that I have is going to guide me forward. Let's talk about this Hierophant as well. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords reversed, we have the World reversed, and we have, and there you are, fighting your blessings again. The World reversed and the 7 of Wands reversed. Again, so Virgo, I feel like you have won some kind of a battle. I feel like there is something that is complete. You know, there's like a mental confusion for you around like, what does it look like to lower my guard? What does it look like to, what does it look like to transition into something new? The Hierophant reversed again, this is like unorthodox. This is unusual. This is like rejecting maybe like more conservative value systems, or something that was ordained spiritually, and maybe you're just finding some sort of a new spiritual path. There's a lot of mental confusion that's coming in for you in this situation, and again, I feel like there's the biggest way that we can learn to walk in faith is to lower our guard and walk in faith. That's kind of what I hear for you. And this seems to me like this new thing, this cycle that is trying really hard to complete itself. It's trying really hard, but you are trying just as hard not to do it. Maybe because, you know, doing this kind of a leap of faith is really a new experience for you. You know, it's called a leap of faith. It's not something that feels safe, and I feel like you're just kind of like working through those things. But you have to learn how to lower your guard. Like, this situation that is informing this whole thing is not going to get resolved unless somebody decides to be the bigger person. And the cycle isn't complete yet. You know, like there are things that need to be dealt with. But you know, if I was talking to the other person, then I would be saying, get your feet on the ground, you know, like get your emotions clear and like don't be so childish. But because I'm having this conversation with you, Virgo, it seems to me that the guard that you have up, it's no longer serving you as a barrier of what to let in and what to let out. It's become a dam. So it's just holding your water in, and it can't go out into your fields and water your flocks and your fields and your, I don't know, this is a weird sort of comparison, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's no longer good to be this cut off from people. So let's hop into your immediate future. What's going on with this Seven of Cups? I think I already know, but let's see. We have the Four of Pentacles, Justice, and the Hanged Man reverse. Okay. So there is, first of all, there's like divine sort of guidance for you in this situation. Like, there is some sort of like, what's the word for when something that was wrong is made right? That. Divinely guided for you. And, you know, this is, as soon as you lower your guard and you stop protecting yourself so much, new possibilities are able to come in, and you're able to, like, you know, release this thing. I also kind of feel like this is just like, again, like, it's much easier to take non-action than it is to deal with something, or like get lost in your imagination, or like, this is feeling very like Neptunian, so this can be a Pisces again that you're dealing with, but just kind of like getting lost in imagination, or like lost in some sort of other psychedelic cloud, so much that it's like you feel like you're really open, but what energetically your field is doing is like so closed off. Like, there is there's like I have to like back up because I can like feel it from these cards. It's like you're like, back up, back off, don't come any closer. And I feel like there's a lot of distraction that's kind of happening for you. It's like, seems a little bit self-created, but it also is like becoming something that I already talked about it, so I'm not going to go over it again. But let's go ahead and wrap this video up. This is a longer video for you, sorry. And get some advice from the universe. How can Virgo be working with this energy, universe? Okay, we've got the Empress reverse, we've got the King of Swords reverse, we've got the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Oh, okay, so like, you're being hard on yourself. You're using your mental acuity. Your emotions are there for you when you're ready for them. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Because there's like a lot of, you know, when you're ready for it, you will do it. And when your emotions, you know, when you're ready to talk to your emotions, they will be there for you. They're not going anywhere. But you have to work through that insecurity piece of like keeping yourself busy so you don't have to do it. Okay. I hope that this helps in some way. I hope this gives you some clarity, and I will see you next time.